Alright, so what's up guys? So we're out here on another run. Out here running for all of y'all to watch and enjoy and have fun with us. Because that's what it's all about. And you know, for you, we got a good video for you all, right? Because you know, a big problem, one that I personally am pretty guilty of, is overthinking, right? Thinking too much. But I've been told, hey, you're thinking too much, right? Relax, take it easy. And you know, for you, although that may sound very simple to do, right? I thought it was so simple. All right, just relax. And I tried, and it didn't work. And you know, for you, you want to figure that out, right? It might leave you puzzled, since you want to figure out how exactly can I stop overthinking. And don't worry, we got 3 ways you can directly stop, you know, your overthinking. Right? Stop that bad habit, because that's what it is. In the end, you have a bad habit, right? You got to eliminate it through other habits. So, without further ado, way number 1, as straightforward as it sounds, right? Because you're thinking too much, you're overthinking, you're having too much stimuli, is to meditate, right? Put yourself in an environment with nothing per se, right? With no stimuli, as we are trying to cross the street. But you know what that's gonna do, in essence, is it's going, you know, to teach you how to simply sit in solitude and focus on your breath, and focus, you know, almost on the nothingness that is everything with that meditation. Because oftentimes, right, that overload, that sensory overload can happen to you, right? You simply have too much going on, right? At least the stress, right? And you can't sleep because you're worried about this assignment and this deadline and this project that you got to finish and so forth. And you know, from that, it could lead to a lot of overthinking, right? You can think through things 20, 30, 40, 50 times without actually doing them. But it leads to a lot, you know, of mental, you know what? I didn't even got to say the word, but you know what the deal, right? You're just going through the motions over and over again through your mind without actually doing them, without actually, you know, putting in the effort and the action to simply get them done. And you know, from that, you have to, you know, essentially practice that art, right, of meditation, right? The art of letting your thoughts flow like waves. Because what happens to waves, right? They keep going and they hit the shore, right? How bad is it if a wave keeps circling around, going in a circle, getting more water, right? Repeatedly going past the same points, right? And it turns into this monstrous, catastrophic tsunami, right? Because that's what it becomes. And it could cause, you know, a huge amount of destruction to you, because in essence, you want to, you know, have, how do you say it, like a peaceful mind, right? You want to have stuff going on, but you know, the things you want, not just a bunch of random noise to bother you. And you know, for that, meditating is going to teach you that skill, right? It's going to teach you how, you know, to essentially, you know, sit in nothing and just have nothing but your thoughts. And you're going to have to, you know, essentially move them around, right, like a wave, and let them go and flow around. And you know, from that, you're not going to be thinking too much, right? It's not going to be an overload for you. So from that, you will stop overthinking if you simply meditate and force yourself to do that, right? Force yourself, do it, but you get the gist. So for you, another activity that you could do to stop overthinking, right, when you're simply thinking too much, is to go and get some exercise. I don't know about you, but one of my favorite activities to do when I'm assigned a lot of things a lot of work to do, right? To clear my mind, in a sense, it's just simply work out, work on my body, right? Because oftentimes, you putting your mind on your physical body is gonna clear it of all the mental BS. I like to call it BS, because that's what it is. That's going on through your mind. It's a lot of unnecessary stuff that is simply cycling about. And, you know, from that, you are going to be able, you know, to make those improvements in your physical body. Right? Have, you know, a distraction in a sense, right? A de-stressor, because that's what it is in the end, right? You're pushing off, right? Just like when you're pushing off the weight, or even when you're running too, you're pushing back against the earth, right? You're essentially telling it, no, right? I want to take one more step and one more step and one more step and one more step. And that resistance is going to teach you, you know, that, you know, you have an ability within yourself, a mental fortitude, right? That gets developed. And, you know, for that, you're not going to be thinking so much. You're not going to over stress yourself, right? When it comes to other seemingly insignificant activities or ideas. And that's what they are. And, you know, from that, we will go into point number 3. In a way you stop overthinking is to educate yourself, right? Let other people coach you and guide you through their books, right? Don't put so much pressure on yourself to formulate a master plan and, you know, figure everything out on your own, right? It's gonna be super hard and arguably unnecessary, right? Why do you want to do all the work on your own, right? With seemingly the same reward as if somebody did it for you. Besides, you know, your ego, right? Because you did it all yourself. Right? You might want that little bit of ego reassurance, but other than that, you're nearly, I say, killing yourself for that. Right? You're straining yourself unnecessarily for that extra bit, you know, of, you know, personal feeling of success. And for that, you want to be able to crack open a book and learn new insight in whatever it is that you want to do, right? Let's say, you know, you want to be a financier, and starting your own business is making you feel so stressed, right? You don't know what to do. You're so worried. And what they can do is just turn on YouTube or open a book, right? And listen to someone that's made it, right? Offering you their tips and their advice, right? To help you make it, right? And it's gonna take, you know, the load off of you. It's not gonna seem so hard because they're simply showing you what you have to do. They're giving you the steps that you gotta take, right? And all you gotta do is walk in them, right? Walk that same path that they did. And, you know, from that, you'll have, you know, direct access to those methods. You're not gonna try to figure them out, right? Invent something that's already been out, right? Let's say you wanted to invent the light bulb all over again, right? Who needs to do that? Because we already have it done, right? We already had Edison go through however many experiments that he went through just to make it, you know, turn his dream into reality, right? Because you wouldn't also get the same amount of benefits, right, as Edison did. Right? You probably won't be a legend because it's already been invented. So I don't get why people do that to themselves. Why, you know, do they put themselves through the trouble, right, of learning everything brand new, as if the information is not there, it hasn't been discovered yet, right? It's already been done many times, right? People have opened their own restaurants many times before, written books and so forth. And for you, simply, taking their advice and listening to them is gonna make it so much easier for you. There's gonna be questions in your mind that are gonna be answered, and thoughts that are gonna be silenced, right? Unnecessary thoughts, because they simply are leading you in the right direction. And from that, you're not gonna be overthinking, right? You'll be able to focus on what you have to. And from that, take those 3 methods into account, right? So you don't overthink, right? You don't put so much stress on yourself, and you're able to achieve tasks that you want to achieve without overcomplicating things, because that's what it boils down to, right? When you're overthinking, you're simply overcomplicating it. You're putting too much stress on things that you aren't supposed to be putting so much stress on, because there's simply easier ways out there, and you just gotta find them. And for that, you gotta take those 3 tips into account and learn, and from that you will be stronger. And we say thank you.